We're live.
Yeah.
Right on.
We are live somewhere.
Kill the music, stupid.
What's up? All right, how about the music? All right, now we're live.
Now we're
I
live.
feel like that needs to be a
What's up?
quote.
Kill the
Kill the
music,
music, stupid.
It's a test, all right?
What better way to lead off the first
Can I make a
live
song
stream
request?
after, what, a year? First words on it. Kill the music, stupid.
I'm telling you, I actually want to make a request.
Okay.
Can we
Pearl
go
Jam?
to, like, I was going to say Pearl Jam. Yeah. Can we do that? Or is
I
that
don't have it.
copyrighted?
I don't have it ready, but yes,
Oh,
we could
okay.
probably do some Black or something like, or Jeremy.
Get copyright
Do
strike.
Jeremy.
Yeah, there we go. A song about the psychotic killer that killed his own students. Is
Right.
that, or something like that? I can't remember what it was about.
That'll
Exactly.
teach you to speak in class.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. We are back. We are back after a very long hiatus, and we are ready to roll with humor, ready to roll with trips, and just general debauchery. And so, I want to introduce my co-hosts, and there's two of them now: Brian from Carlson Adventures, and Jeremy from All Things Outdoor. Jeremy has been added to the cast and crew of our live stream now, and he will be a permanent member when Brian has to go to furry conventions.
Or until they decide they don't need me anymore.
Sometimes I get busy, you know. Conventions.
So let's just get into it. Let's just jump into it.
Let's say hi to Tony and Jerry. They showed up.
Right. Let's talk. Yeah, Tony and Jerry. Hey guys, what's up?
Max, what's up?
Man.
What's up,
Caveman
Max?
OS.
Welcome to the world of craziness. And we're glad you're here. Elderly Chris behind the counter and an old YouTube show. What?
Oh, he's
That's
referring
a
to
Pearl Jam reference.
yeah, elderly
love
woman
it,
behind
Tony.
the counter in a something
Small town.
Yeah,
Small town.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Not
right.
that I know that song or anything.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
very good, Tony. That was a very good. I like the
Nice
ball there.
reference. Hey, Stoop, what's up? Stoop Walker in his house.
Nice.
So let's start out with why we had an absence. Brian, go ahead.
Like you said earlier, furry conventions. I mean, they were having one of them every week. Listen, I've got those. Hoot has his Warlock and Viking Pirate, whatever he does, and I do my thing. So
I had my He-Man Women's Haters Club. So yeah, it's real.
I've just been busy. I do this thing called hiking, Chris. You should try it.
Hiking. What is this thing you speak of? I actually had a lot of life changes, and so I couldn't stream for a while. I had
The surgery.
like in the span of 6 months, I got a new job, I got married, I got a new house, and a new family essentially, and so I had to get all through those things before I could do anything. So that's my excuse. What's yours, Brian?
Mine?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, I lost my hiking buddy from just what you said.
Because you got married, got a new family.
Buddy, if anybody wants to go enjoy the backcountry, because Chris doesn't do it anymore.
I do. I just have to schedule it. That's all.
Hey, Brian, call me,
Yes.
dude. I got you.
I know you do, brother. I appreciate it.
Well, you could always call Pappy. He would love to go
He
hiking
doesn't hike.
with you. Yes,
He doesn't
does.
hike.
To the
He
mailbox.
doesn't like me either. He doesn't hike. That's all right. Who went hiking with me some? We did this little small section through the Smoky Mountains on this little small trail called the Appalachian Trail. We did that 2024. Yeah. It's been a while, man. We did that into March, 1st of April. So it's been quite a while since we've done this, hasn't it?
Yeah. So we did also have the meetups. We had the meetups in the gorge, and we had the meetups. We had the meetup at in Indiana. And Jeremy, you went on a few trips with your little car.
Yeah.
Your little overlanding.
Yeah. I honestly, I haven't been able to do too much since the last trip with David, where I went out to Colorado. As a dad, and you get kids in sports, You're always happy for them and you're excited for them. And I love watching the games, whether it's softball or basketball. But I've never had the opportunity to coach my own kid, which she's in 7th grade that plays basketball. But I love the game of basketball. I've actually had the opportunity to start coaching an 8th grade team, and it has been an absolute blessing. I mean, if anything, that I've learned more from those 8th grade kids on how to stay positive in situations and how to work as a team. And while coach is screaming at me to put the ball in the basket, I mean, they're all like positive and having a good time. No, but honestly, that's taken up a lot of my time, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting back in the woods and talking to you guys. It's been a long time, honestly.
It's been what? How long it been? Has it been a year? No, it hasn't been a full year.
I bet it's been almost a year since we done this. Yeah, it's been quite a while.
We only had
busy ignoring us. So
this is season 3. We only had 5 episodes on season 2, and so yeah, it's probably been.
That was our epic comeback. 5 episodes in a year.
That's right.
That's right. Caveman, daughter number 1 dance 4 nights a week, daughter number 2 swim 4 nights a week, son BMX 3 nights. Man, you're a busy dude. You are a busy dude.
All that free time he's got.
Yeah. I mean, but that cuts into your time of hiking and outdoors and all that stuff. It's like Chris, your family obligations, and now like I've got new obligations. I mean, and Brian works all the time. I mean, the guy works hard at his job, so it makes it hard to get out. Dude, I'm throwing you something.
I appreciate it. But somebody at work will eventually see this and they'll call BS on it. So
yeah, your buddy Josh in here, get in here.
Yeah. My buddy Josh. Every once in a while, he'll drop a little line on one of your videos, Chris, or a TikTok or something. He'll come to work and he'll say, like, I threw something to Chris the other day. Did he say anything to you yet? And I was like, no, not yet. It's like, he probably hates me thinking that damn Carlson.
Hey, outdoor operator. I am so glad you're here because we're going to talk about you tonight right in front of your face.
Rock on.
To your face in cursive. This is the late, great
your virtual face. That's right. And that, what, that might be a good segue. Let's just get into it. Let's
do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I always like that. You or I would stumble across, or Jeremy, even when you guys did your thing, you guys would stumble across, a lesser known channel, or at least to us, and then give them a shout out, man. If you find a great channel that's just starting out, needs some exposure.
I mean, I am the lesser known channel. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No, that's not true.
So
I've got you beat there.
I was looking through videos the other day, and I think I've been subscribed to this guy for a while. And I'm sorry, outdoor operator, I don't know your first name, and that's a sin. I understand, but he did this tarp camping on a mountain, blizzard-like conditions. It's only a 5-minute video, but the shot choices, the editing, was just fantastic. And I want to present his channel so that everybody in the chat can go sub him up. And I think I've talked about him before, but it's just so good. I want to show that. So let me show his channel real quick.
You just said something to me about him last night, so I'm gonna.
So do you know what mountain it was on?
He could probably tell you in the chat. But here it is. Here it is. This particular, just a very good, and to camp in a blizzard on a mountain, just a very good.
He's got dogs.
Very well done. It reminds me a lot of Nick and Smokey Bees.
So his name's Patrick. He put in the chat.
All right. Well, nice to meet you, Patrick. I'm shouting at your video and your channel because you did such a great job, and you deserve more subs than this. This is crazy.
Oh, Kinnison Mountain, Monongahela National Forest. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get into that. He puts a lot of work into his videos, and it shows. And he's just getting started out. And I've been doing it a decade, and I've never put near that much effort into my videos.
It shows.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. See how I set that up and you spike it?
Listen, you teed that up on like a baseball bat for me to hit, man.
Yeah.
I am so happy to be here to witness
Forget
this.
the golf tees, man.
This is but it's like every time we go camping.
I know.
My last video, it was 10 minutes of just giving Chris a hard time.
With his thumbnail.
With my thumbnail. Yeah.
Should we talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that. I'll show your channel.
Before we get that, everybody check out Outdoor Operator.
Yeah, for sure.
Patrick, I just gave you a subs. That way I can go back and remind myself, because I'm extremely forgetful, to check your channel out as well. So everybody give him a sub and check out his channel. Okay, now let's talk about making fun of Chris.
Okay, so let's set this up. So was 2 weeks ago? Or about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago. And I remember too, we were talking through text, and you said something like we should use the same description or same title, I think, something like that. So I was like, yeah, let's do the same title and see if it makes a difference. Glamping with friends or whatever it was. And then, to your credit, you made such a really cool looking thumbnail when I saw that, because you put your video out a couple hours before me. So when I saw that, I just texted you with a picture. I'm like, I'm stealing this too. And I just ran with it. And I
didn't get any copyright infringement to come through at all.
Um,
No, you tried to report me, and it was.
I really did.
Work.
So the question is, who got the most views with the same thumbnail?
So I'm going to show his. I'm going to show his channel. I don't have mine pulled up, but I'll pull it up. So he has currently 530 views.
Nice.
On
like, hey man,
this is my tent, by the way. Hey man. Hey man. So this is my tent. And so that
I didn't even see a tent. I just seen your hey man. It was going off. I couldn't take my eyes off that.
Wait, let's do it again.
Hey man. Hey man. Hey man.
Hey man. All right. Anyway, so that's Carlson. So I'm going to now look up my own channel, and let's see what old THG got on his video.
So mine was what, 530 something?
530. Yours was 530. So let's. I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to go to my channel.
Chris Colbert Vlogs.
Right, hold on. No, not that one. Okay.
All Things Outdoors.
Adventure Way Pictures.
Now defunct. Okay, so here's my channel, and here's the same thumbnail, but I added one word, by the way, and I have 309. So you beat me by over 100 views, and that never happens.
No, for whatever reason, I don't know what it was. I think it was like, I thought the thumbnail was really good. So maybe that's why, because that video outperformed most of my like just weekend, like silly, camping with friends videos, just where it's like, really, it's kind of more for me just to remember the trip. But like, some people kind of like us watching us make fun of each other.
Right.
I mean, that crazy tent seems like it would make you click on the picture. That inflatable tent, I mean, all lit up. I mean, that right there just makes you want to click on it. I'm like, what kind of tent is that, if anything? I'm like, that was wild.
And I talk all about it in the video.
I seen that with his stove. I remember that. That was pretty good.
Well,
stuff.
and by the way, I almost burned a hole in the bottom of that with the wood stove, because I didn't have I had an outdoor RV mat underneath, and it melted a hole in it. And then the floor of the tent is okay, but then underneath the tent I had on a tarp, and that melted too.
That's crazy.
I know.
Crazy. So it didn't melt the fabric of the tent, but it melted the tarp underneath it.
Yeah.
So its melting point was lower. Its melting point was it a cheap tarp, or was it a
just like a cheap plastic tarp is what he had underneath of it.
Harbor Freight blue.
Yeah, that's why. So here's a crazy thing. When I was making polar jammers in back in the day,
jammer.
So, and you get like extra thread ends, and I was very OCD about trying to clean up those thread ends and make sure that there was no extra thread hanging off anywhere and it looked clean. So you would burn them every now and then on like the 1.1 rip stop. it would actually burn. Like I'd get the lighter too close and it burn a hole in the fabric, and now I had a hole in a little tiny piece of fabric after spending all that time making them. But then when I did like the 1.2 Robic fabric, it never melted. Like you could almost put so there are like legit different melting points for all these different fabrics that I'm learning about. And I would actually be curious to talk to Ben from Hilltop Packs or Chris at Light AF just about, what are the melting points of some of those fabrics that when they go to print on them, because you have to use heat. I wonder if that would affect them, but I'm sure there's got to be a whole scale to that.
I wonder what the melting point of Dyneema is. That would
that's what I'm saying.
Let me grab my pack and we'll fight.
Yeah, let's it out right now.
Oh, that is a pre-pack, the Light AF one.
What was funny though about the whole tent thing is Chris is like, show everybody that I'm being safe and I've got a fiberglass mat down and this, that, and the other.
It did though.
But I had a fiberglass mat. It just melted everything underneath of it.
Yeah, I need it up on brick or something. I don't know. I got to figure that out. But it didn't ruin the tent, but it did melt the tarp to the bottom of the tent. And the tent bottom is kind of a real thick. It almost feels like rubber. Yeah, but it's I'm sure it's polyvinyl and all that. But it melted the blue tarp to the bottom of it, and that may have been what saved it. I don't know, but
did you have a lot of ash fall out of the stove onto the?
No, and it was a perfect hole. So it was the downward heat. Yeah. And I thought the fiberglass mat would take care of it, but obviously I shouldn't have put that RV mat underneath that. I should have just let that out. So that's, live and learn.
The thing too is like you didn't burn that very long.
No,
like, you started it up, you did a review video on it, and you let that kind of burn out. I think you stoked it a little bit, maybe one time or something, but would you burn it less than an hour?
Oh, it had to been maybe 25 minutes.
No way.
It wasn't very long that you had that going, and then we packed up at night, and you're like,
I don't know how it only burned for 20 minutes. It looked like you put an entire cord of wood inside that thing and then lit it.
Well, they were really small pieces, so but it didn't burn very long.
Look who's here.
Oh, well, royalty in the house.
Hey,
what's up, high sub count? What's going on, buddy?
Yeah. Congratulations, man, on your cooking videos, like giving Martha Stewart a run for her money.
Yeah.
And Sir Tim eats a lot in the house.
Yes, we can't forget that. But old Keith there, old Keith. He has 11.2 now, so he's surpassed 10. Yeah,
wow, because it was 2 weeks ago when we camped, he was just hit 10.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's putting the work in, and he's getting a reward for it.
I missed out on seeing you guys down there. That would have been fun.
Let me pull up I'm gonna look up his. I'll show everybody his.
Hey, Nicole and Tim, hi to you both.
Wait, are you guys on the same computer?
Log in real quick so I can.
How many windows do you have open?
Yeah.
They're doing split screen. Tim's on one side, Nicole's on the other. Work.
Okay, so let's give Pappy a little love here and show everybody the hard work that he's put in. 11.2.
All right, that's enough.
Good for him.
And he just released a video. But look at the views that he's getting on.
I know.
Seemingly benign videos of just sitting in a van making
now
stuff.
Listen, he's not going to know what benign means. Well, no, he was in the medical field.
This video right here, he's
going to know that you're making fun of him. Quit it.
It's a good video, but it's 26,000 views. Look at this one, 84.
Nice. Captain Van Life, man.
And I'll tell you, there's probably no one better to ask about solar. Like, honestly, I called him the other day about questions on solar, and I felt bad because I woke him up. I forgot about the time change. Sorry, Keith, about that.
And that he goes to bed at 6.
Or what else could you ask him about?
Cooking?
What else could you ask Mr. Keith about?
Opie?
Diesel heater. Come on.
Oh, yeah. He is the king of diesel heaters. Yeah, for sure.
So he's got a shirt. Just ask him about it.
I feel a t-shirt coming.
I keep asking for. Oh wait a minute, I got one. Sparky's the one that didn't get one. He is not happy about that. He's got one upset fan.
Right. Hey,
Mountain
tie-dye,
Water. Tie-dye's here.
Everybody in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've showed everybody. I'm going to show Jeremy. I'm going to show your channel.
Why?
You got a channel?
From time to time, I might do something
because I want to show that camera. I want to show that video of the camera that you did because that camera is pretty cool.
It really is, actually. I'm not big into gear reviews, and I really don't like to put the work into it. But that little security camera is pretty sweet. I'm not, and I've got tons of B-roll of me singing Pearl Jam as I'm driving to work. I mean, it's insane.
Nice. You can't beat that. But look at the AI thumbnail too.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a little better.
How did you get the picture of did you superimpose that on top?
Yeah, so I go in and do a little bit of photoshopping after it because I don't ever like everything that AI does. Like I like the generic outline that it does, but then I'll go through and try to tweak it up and either add words or add the camera or whatever it is I'm reviewing. So, because I mean, I think sometimes people just get looking at the same vehicle every time and just try to make it a little more interesting. But there are not many blind spots to that camera. It's actually insane.
I know. I was loving it. In fact, let me show real quick just some of the views that you got.
How you like that intro?
I mean, this guy's Captain YouTuber on this stuff, man. He's got a speed.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to step up our games.
The best channel that no one ever watches. That's what I title myself as.
Oh, come on. You got 142 views on that.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what? I'm actually not too far. I think I'm close to 900,000 maybe, but it's all in like 3 or 4 videos.
But look at this.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty
wild. You look like a creeper right here, but you look like you're looking in my window, but other than that, it looks great.
Yeah, it's color pickup that it picks up at night because it was dark. I mean, it was not that bright when I was driving, so I was really impressed with how bright it was on the outside, and then the inside because the windows are tinted and everything's black on the inside of it. I mean, it gets super dark, so I was surprised it picked up that much.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to show that because I was really impressed with that little camera.
Yeah, and it doubles as a vlogging camera if you ever wanted. You can put on a little tripod, monopod, and walk around with it if you want. It's got good audio. It's not bad.
I got my new camera. Yeah.
Which one? Buddy. You got like 6 new ones in the last.
Actually, I got month. 4 new ones. But this is the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, and it's got the screen that pops up like that. Check that out. Pretty cool. Anyway, it's Tony, nothing new for me to have a camera.
That's funny. Tony, I did add a discount link, which I'm not an affiliate. I don't get anything from them. The only reason why I did the video is just because I thought it was interesting. But there is a discount code in the description of that video if you ever do get one. He says he wanted one of those cameras.
Yeah, very very cool. Okay, so I want to kind of shift gears here and let's. I'm gonna let you talk, Carlson. Talk about Metro.
Metro, yes. So, if anybody out there doesn't know, Andy Miller or Metro on the Move, as his YouTube channel is, he's finally getting to do one of his life dreams, and that is through hike the Appalachian Trail. He lives out now down around the Atlanta area and has hiked, I believe, over the last, gosh, he'll come in he won't care. I want to say it's like 30 years. The last 30 years or so, he's been hiking different little sections here. He's hiked a ton of the Georgia and that kind of southern parts of the Appalachian Trail. But this year, he started January 1st down at Amicalola, went to the visitor center when they opened, and he got tag number 1. So he's hiker number 1. So, I mean, it's like, how cool is that?
That's really cool
in itself. So, yeah, he's starting to put out some videos. He's also got some like shakedown videos and some gear stuff, what he plans to use. But
yeah, look what he's getting so far just 4 days ago.
Oh yeah, he's I mean, he's got a pretty good channel anyways, good size. Sure. And Appalachian Trail, right now this time of year is when a lot of people are gearing up or just starting to do it. And he's definitely going to be ahead of the bubbles, which is he's wanting to do anyways. But yeah, man, good for him. Lifelong dream to hike this Appalachian Trail, and he's doing it. So if you guys haven't followed him already, give him a sub and watch him. He does good videos, and he's a good dude.
Yep. Okay, so another good segue here is let's talk about our plans. And I'm going to start with Jeremy just because Carlson, you and I were planning something later in the year, but
Jeremy's invited.
He is, but he's got other stuff going on out west.
You can't take your Bronco where we're going, so
I can try.
Hey, for effort. You would try.
I probably would. Yeah. So no, actually, I'm really excited. There is going to be a really, really fun off-roading trip coming up in the Red River Gorge very, very soon, as in next month sometime. And we're looking at guys like David Gray is going to join, of course. I got my usual Bronco buddies from Central Kentucky Broncos. Shout out to those guys. The best people on planet Earth. I love those guys. And then on top of that, there might be a guy from a channel that he was, it wasn't his channel, but he was on it a lot. Cottywampo Overlanding. There was a guy on it named Kelly, which Chris, you got me linked up to him. He's got that big power wagon. He was interested. I'm following up with him to see if he's still in, but then we're also looking at Jason Waugh. We're looking at Jeremiah might be there. I know John Kelly is going to be there for his very first ride in a Bronco off-road.
Oh, that'll be fun.
He is pumped. And people you don't really know what to expect, until never doing it before. Then when you go and sit in the seat and then you're like looking at what you're driving up, you're like, are you kidding me? So I can't wait to see it. And that's where that little dash and that little camera is going to be pretty handy, catching all of his reactions to the crazy stuff we're going to be driving.
Well, you said it best right there, Jeremy. It's like what he'll be driving up, because if anybody's ever went off-roading with Jeremy never drives his Bronco. He's like,
he doesn't.
Here's the keys. Take it. Drive it. Come on. I'll spot you. And then you're driving his vehicle, and he's spotting you the whole way.
You know what? Actually, if sometimes I feel more comfortable with that because I can get out and see where my tires are. And a lot of people are good with directions that, and no one's going to try to hurry or whatever. But Trail Medic and Gary, they're going to be there with and Gary's driving his 1954 Navy Jeep, so I'm excited about that as well. Sparky will be there with his Raptor. I don't know if he's driving it. I'm trying to talk him into it, but that dude's another guy that's he's taking that Raptor through places I can't even imagine. So it's insane watching that guy. And then on top of that, a little bit later, going back out west. Have you guys ever seen, not to get onto a movie tangent, but the movie, It's Godless? Have you ever seen that movie? It's on Netflix.
Yes, I think I've seen it a long time ago.
It was about that New Mexico town that was a mining town, and all the men were killed by a collapsed mine, and women were running the town and bandits coming in. Well, long story short, there's a town that they mentioned, and it's called Creed, Colorado. When I watched that movie, they got my interest. I started looking it up. And there's a lot of history and mining history, which I'm a sucker for, that's in Creed, Colorado. So I'm planning on driving out to Creed and then making my way across southern Colorado back into Ouray and Telluride. Guess who's riding with me?
David Gray.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Mr. Backpacking with Jason.
Sir.
That's right. I think you told me that.
Sir.
You mean cousin? My cousin's gonna ride with you? That's awesome.
He is. So there and there's one trail I'm looking at doing outside of Denver. It's actually legitimately the most dangerous trail in Colorado because it's had the most deaths. Chauffeur Pass. It's down into Marble Mill and all that other fun stuff. So it's had I think 12 deaths and one wreck, which makes it like the number one because of roll-offs down into the Devil's Punch Bowl. So I told, and Jason's rule number one, keep Jason alive. Yeah, keep Jason alive. So I told him about this, and I sent him a picture of the Devil's Punch Bowl, which it is a beautiful waterfall. And I said, are you going to be okay if you ride with me on this trail? And he was like, I'll just look at the waterfall. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Right.
So we'll see. We'll see if I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable. That is on my bucket list. But then I'm hoping to do a couple hikes. I want to go back down to the gorge, do some time there, and then I want to go back to Linville Gorge as well this year and do a hike out there.
If I didn't have, I would love to go to Linville if I could make the time. If we didn't have this other thing that we're doing, I would probably have the time.
I got time. Let's. You want to go to Linville Gorge? I'm in.
For sure.
Keep me in the loop. If you want to invite somebody, keep me in mind. I've never been. So
consider it open invite. So
he's talking about hiking. So
yeah, I do that. You should.
Do you though?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've never been to the Linville Gorge. Definitely on my bucket list. Dolly Sods too is another one I've been thinking about. Never been down there either.
So, I haven't either. So that
all around it
escaped me. Yeah, same. That one's escaped me for so long, and it's so crazy because I'm pretty sure my grandpa was there for his training for World War II, like as a lot of World War II vets, and just have a lot of history in West Virginia and Virginia. It's so crazy. I haven't been there.
Yep,
Creed is a beautiful town. It looked cool. I've only seen it by looking it up, and it looked like there's a lot of scenic trails that you can take, and none of them looked super hard, which is fine. I'm okay with as long as there's a view. I don't care to drive on it. But
so is that basically all you have planned so far?
So far, I'm always going to be open for anything else, so we'll see.
Okay, well, let's segue then, Brian. I know, Brian, talk about some of the things that you're going to do, because you're going to do some different kinds of videos with your camper. You had mentioned that.
Yeah, I've had.
You're gonna how to.
My wife and I've had a camper
black
for
tank
years.
with no gloves. Those kinds of.
I'm doing a good do what now. I was talking over
How
you.
to empty.
No one really cares, but go ahead.
How to empty out the black tank with wearing no gloves.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just my stuff.
Use the spreaders.
And you're.
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I, we've had a camper for quite a few years now, and then 2019 we bought a brand new one and kind of spec'd it out everything we wanted. It's nothing big, but we didn't want anything big because it's just us. But I've never really showed that on the channel. It's just kind of something we do. And I thought, we're planning on going to some cool places this year and doing some stuff. And I thought, well, maybe my channel is just adventures. It's just whatever I'm doing, whatever adventures we're on. So I'm going to show some camping trips and maybe do some reviews of some of the campgrounds. We're going to a really cool one in July, or not July, but June, around for my birthday. We're going to go down to a place called Little Arrow Resort. Look that up. It's glamping. I mean, it's got some killer sites. Like our site is paved, or
nice,
like pavers. It's right on the Little Arrow River, and it's in Townsend, Tennessee. So it's like what they call the quiet side of the Smokies. It's a little west of it, but we wanted to get over there because we're going to go to Cades Cove. Our goal for this trip, and we saw it on another YouTube video, was we're also buying e-bikes this year so we can cruise the campgrounds like cool old people. But
your e-Harley, you're going to get on your e-Harley and ride?
My e-Harley.
Yeah.
EV Harley.
My e-Harley. Leave my other motorcycle here, but no, we saw this and it was so cool. This couple had camped down there. And they went to Cades Cove on an early Saturday morning. And then on Wednesdays down there, it's like bike traffic only. Yeah. So they got down there right at sunrise and did the loop on their bikes. And it was just awesome. So that's like what we're going to try to recreate with that trip. So I thought, why not share it? We're going to go back up to Michigan and probably a few other places as well. We're going to try to use our camper a little bit more. That was the reason for me getting rid of my Tacoma, getting my Silverado, that kind of stuff. So
I think that'd be great. That's a great addition to your channel, honestly.
Yeah, and there's some things like I would have never taken it. Like now that I've done it, I was like, why did I never take this to the meetups? Really, I just never thought like one battery would last, but I tried it out this year, and then Keith let me borrow a set of solar panels, and it worked great. Like during the day, it charged my one battery up, and it ran my furnace all night. Too. Yeah, but I mean, it still ran my furnace all night long. So I'm switching it over to a dual battery setup. I've got all the stuff, so I thought, if I'm going to do this, why not film it, throw it on the channel? I might help somebody out. And so I'm switching over to a dual battery setup. I'm going to install like a quick battery disconnect switch, and then get some solar panels too. So, my wife and I, if we want to go somewhere and it's kind of like off the grid a little bit for a couple of days, we'd be able to hang out as well. So yeah, I'm going to include some of that stuff.
I think you should get with Keith and ask him about different wire gauges. And I think you should talk about it for 2 hours.
It's all taken care of.
Okay.
That's my kind of conversation. I'm not gonna lie. I love that stuff.
All the wiring is already there.
Too. That's why he does too.
My camper is pre-wired for solar panels to plug right in. I have to do nothing. So I'm going to show it's a basic install on how to switch it and wire it up for just the 2 batteries together parallel, and then to keep it 12 volt. And then, it's super simple. You can literally get on Amazon and get a kit to wire your battery in and your switch for a disconnect, because it's just going to make it easier for me every time I come home from camping. I have to disconnect my batteries. Otherwise, my power inverter's running. Right. My carbon or my CO2, whatever you call it, the detector is running, all that stuff. And it just drains the batteries down to nothing. And that's not good for your batteries either. So yeah, that'll be coming on the channel as well this year. Figured, why not share that?
So in the chat, if anybody could put some brands of their favorite solar gear, I would actually be interested in that. Like what is it? Renergy is What is your favorite solar gear and why? Because
Brian really likes EcoFlow. He loves the EcoFlow.
Oh, you want to talk about EcoFlow? Let me tell you about EcoFlow.
That's why I mentioned it.
Renergy, like DMS had like a 200 watt Renergy, like a fold out solar panel deal.
Sure.
And Mark said he really liked it. I actually did. I asked Keith about it too, what he thought, because I know he's tried a bunch of different ones, and he agreed that was a good one too. So I don't know a lot about them. I don't really care about them. I just want something decent that when I am going to take my camper off grid, I can plug it in and it works. Other than that, I don't care. just work.
So I actually have something coming solar. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
It's pretty cool too.
Have you heard of Linsun? It's basically a solar panel that goes on your hood. If you know, like the Bronco, how it has like a bubble up at the back of the hood, it matches that bubble up perfect. And it's like a 65 watt. It's not a huge amount of watts, but if you're driving all day and it's hooked up to a lithium iron phosphate battery in the back, I mean, dude, I'm good. So which I have a 50 amp hour as well. I have a solar charger as well. So I'm actually going to have off-grid power for days without having to do anything. So it's just a matter of putting it together, kind of like you. But I'm actually really excited. I'm kind of nervous too, because as soon as that solar panel, which I know it's very durable, I've seen the reviews, but as soon as it gets dirt and mud, like if someone would splash through a mud puddle too fast, just a little too fast, and they throw mud up on your hood, that's going to block out all your solar. So that's the only downfall to it. So I might have to either be cautious, or if someone can actually put in, what is that? Overlanding almost better be. Yes,
we got a little knowledge coming in.
Yep. I would actually be curious to know, what do you use to clean solar panels? Is it just soap and water? Is there anything specific cleaner? These things are pretty robust, but I don't know. Because
have you ever heard of the channel Last Line of Defense? So guy's name's Mike. He's been around for quite a while. Been watching his channel for quite a while. Lives out in Colorado. He's got Tacoma, Tundra. He's got a bunch of different vehicles out there, and it's actually a really big channel. But on his Tacoma, he had a hood mounted like that. It like adhered to the hood, and just ran it in, and like he would charge up his like his jackery, different things like that. He was always keeping that stuff going. I don't know much more about it than that. I just remember him talking about it. So
that's exactly what I've
been around for a while.
Yeah. I'm excited for, man. Last Line of Defense.
Yeah, how many subs has he's got? He's huge.
436K.
Yeah. But I mean, he does a lot of stuff. I mean, he's big enough and does a lot of stuff that he gets all that stuff sent to him. I mean, all the really good stuff. You know what I mean?
These stats right here always make me have low self-esteem, because 354,000 to 11.7.
Yeah. That's what gives you low self-esteem?
Well, that a myriad of things. All right, so let's talk about what you and I are going to do. I don't really have any other things planned yet, but let's talk about what we're going to attempt, Mr. Brian Carlson. So we are actually, if we can get the permit, fingers crossed, we're going to try to summit Mount Whitney in California. And that is a 14,505 foot. It's the tallest peak in the lower 48, and it's the last one I want to do. But we also have a couple of backups, and so that's permit. If we get the permit, great. People usually never get the permit on their first try, but
and that kind of stemmed from, like, we did talk about doing the JMT, and then it's like, well, that's a pretty big time commitment with your job too. I don't think you'd have. I think that's what it was. Is you didn't have the.
I don't have the PTO
for a new job. You wouldn't be able. I mean, you'd be taking everything you had, and then some. So
yeah,
Mount Whitney will be incredible if we get the permit.
We get the permit. We're gonna plan on doing camping at trail camp. So 6 miles up, camp at trail camp. Another 5 miles up to the summit. Hopefully a sunrise summit. And then we'll hike all the way back down. But you can leave your stuff at the camp and summit with a day pack.
Yep. So funny story. You remember Elton, right? Philip Beal's friend Elton.
Oh yeah.
So he just called me. Like, his company works with my company. They provide a service for the company I work for, and he called me. It was yesterday, and we were just talking about Whitney, and he asked how you were doing and stuff, and I told him, dumb as ever, but. Yeah. No.
Thank you for that.
No, he was just like, oh my gosh, he was flipping out. He's like, that is so cool. So yeah, Whitney, if we get the permit. So gotta go.
So tell them what the back. Okay, bye, Keith. Tell them what the backup is. Sorry, I didn't mean it sounded short. Bye, Keith.
So the backup, like we were talking, and I said, well, we need a backup if we don't get the permit. What are we going to do? Let's still plan something. Let's just not I guess we're not going to do anything. And at first I mentioned the Foothills Trail because that's one that I would like to do. Look who it is.
Yeah. Hey, Philip.
Hey, Philip.
So, Elton was saying that he really wants to do that. But so we talked about the Foothills Trail, which that would be a good option as well. Yeah. I'd really like to do that. And then I kind of threw out to Chris. I was like, or we could do like a section of the Colorado Trail, And he's
that would be cool.
And we just happened to see a video from a friend of ours, and I'll show you this right here.
So Taylor from Southern Hike.
Taylor, and they did, him and Parrish and a few others did a 70-mile section of the Colorado Trail, and the scenery. I've got to pull this up because the scenery is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was him, Crow, Jabin Hikes, and Andy Parrish.
Did they go into Ouray?
No, they did a different section. They like around Durango.
Yeah.
They took a train out to the trailhead.
Yes,
look at this.
That's epic. I really would like to do that.
I need this in my life.
They were out there the same time David and myself were in Ouray, actually. I remember this.
Were they?
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, they did that earlier. Was it summertime or something like that? He just put his video out. He kind of squeezed it into a documentary. It's a great video if you guys want to check that out. He did have some audio problems. You could still hear him. It's okay. But I know he was putting up some text and stuff. But
yeah, I need that in my life.
Was it because of 40-mile-an-hour winds?
Was so good. So yeah, that's what
was the audio because of 40-mile-an-hour winds?
Yes,
some of it. Yeah,
yeah. It was so windy when we were there. It was insane. I think at one point it dropped to like 39 degrees and 40-mile-an-hour winds on top of Red Cone while we were trying to get out and shoot shots, and David's tripod's like blowing all over the place.
Yeah, that's what it was. Jerry's right. Animas River to Durango.
Okay. Yep. Let me ask you guys, how much, because I don't know. I kind of guess I assumed it was all the same. How much of the Continental Divide Trail is the same as the Colorado Trail? Is it all the same?
Small, I think a small section.
It's all the same, but like when you get up to that area to Colorado, you can you're on the Colorado Trail, and then the CDT is kind of like choose your own adventure. There are some little offshoots that circle back around. You know, you could take some different routes, but yeah, it's the CDT as well.
But that's our plan.
I honestly think like the Colorado hikers have to be a different breed, because some of the stuff I drive up is the Colorado Trail. And it's just like, I just know that I'm in low gear going up this crazy 13, 14 degree incline forever, driving at like 10 mile an hour. And I know you're probably walking like probably 1 to 3, maybe actually, I guess would probably be a better estimate.
When I was out there on my honeymoon and we went up to Pikes Peak and I was white knuckling it the whole time, I thought to myself, people are hiking this.
Is that a 14er that scrambles a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that was one of them I wanted to do. It looked like it was a lot of fun.
But it was like it was frightening. It's like it's frightening to drive up. I can't imagine. Although it would be a little easier, probably.
Oh, tangent. Give us an answer. About 300 miles. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, the total Colorado Trail is 500, but it's interesting. 300 miles over the CDT.
He'd be up for Whitney too. I don't know how many people you can have on a permit. We need to check into that.
If we get the permit, then we can see how much room we got.
Yeah.
Invite the people. The more the merrier. I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah. What timeline are you looking
at? More people to carry me back down.
We're looking like end of August, somewhere around in there is what we're thinking. At first, we're thinking like end of August, and then like right in the 1st of September, and then neither one of us realized, oh, that's like
Labor Day.
Boy, will that be busy. So
yeah,
and then everything else, more expensive flights and cars, rental cars and all that. So I think maybe a week or two before that, sometime around there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the season essentially ends like mid-September or something like that.
Yeah,
mid to late September, because
that's fun anytime in August, honestly.
Yeah,
the advantage to Easterners, we get up way earlier than Westerners or Central. So like I noticed that myself. Like by the time I'm up and ready to go, it's like 5:30, 6 a.m. No one else is on trail at that point, So I imagine even hiking it, you guys would probably have an advantage because you'd be up at the butt crack of dawn and ready to go while everybody else is sleeping until 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, we get up at 6 o'clock out there. It's 8 o'clock here. The 2
right.
It's like we're ready to go.
Well, and we could get our 10 to 12 miles done in 6 to 7 hours or something like that, and then rest. Did I mention rest? Lots of rest.
20 miles.
If you guys could list like a state that you haven't hit yet that you feel is a big miss, like what is the state that you want to go to the most, either for backpacking or camping or whatever?
Olympics in Washington.
That's a great man.
This is why you bring me on here for these crazy questions.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't even know.
Olympics.
Like Maine interests me, like the 100-mile wilderness, and then going all the way up into Katahdin.
That's
New
the
Hampshire,
only part of
Whites.
Yeah, dude, the 100-mile wilderness, that is the only part of the AT I want to do. Like literally. Like I've done Virginia.
20 years,
that's because of the challenge of it.
Yeah.
In 20 years, when I get there, I'll invite you up for the hike. We'll be on our walkers, but we'll do it. Yeah. Like East Coast, I would have to say like up in Maine, up in there, or like New Hampshire and the Whites. I'd really like to do that, or either that or somewhere maybe in the Cascades in Oregon or something.
Ooh.
Oregon looks beautiful when you see those guys do the PCT up through there.
Yep.
From Oregon all the way up to, like Chris was saying, up into Washington. That's some places I haven't been.
Yeah.
There's a trail in Washington called Eagle Creek Trail. And I saw there's a certain section of the trail that is just here. Here, I'll show you. Let me show you this. There's a video that I saw. There's a video that I saw that was amazing, and it's this video right here. It's just ridiculously.
Whoa, that's crazy. Sorry.
Wow. You see those shoes?
Oh, look.
Where's this at?
Oregon.
No, it's in Washington. No, I guess it is Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay. Oregon, USA.
But look at this trail. but it's like greenery. It's got look at that.
Oregon just has
right
a
there.
specific look. You know what I mean? Like every video you watch of Oregon, it's crystal clear, fast running creeks. It's super green trees, a little bit of a mist. I mean, it's always the exact same, which makes me want to go to Oregon. That's like one of the top states I want to go to.
Yeah. I've been all over Oregon when I used to drive over the road in that. I've been through it a lot of times, but I've never got to go there like on vacation and check it out. You know what I mean? So the Cascades I always thought were beautiful.
Black Hills would be cool. That would be cool, Nicole. What is it the Continental or what is that trail? Centennial.
Yeah. That's on my list. I was
actually,
if we didn't do the JMT or the Whitney, I was going to go do the Centennial Trail this year.
That's crazy. I think I watched a video of that. And I think Midwest Backpacker, he's got a video on that, if I'm not mistaken, of the Centennial Trail.
Yeah, he does. He's actually done it twice. I've seen both of his videos on it.
But I feel like that's a rattlesnake haven. I think in one of the first videos I watched on it, it looked like there was like 5 rattlesnakes at the very first entrance of that trail.
Well, the big thing you have to watch, the biggest thing is the bison up there.
Oh,
like
no joke.
Encounter them right on trails. So I want to say I've watched a bunch of videos on it, but I want to say like I've seen them like really get off trail in the plains area and go around the bison that are on the trail because you don't want to mess with those. That's gonna ruin your hike.
A car. It's like a car with fur coming at you.
Yeah.
that or moose. Those are the 2 scariest things.
I'd like to see one in person. I don't know, maybe like at a distance. I've never seen a moose in person, I guess, but I know the first time when I started driving out west, it's like, wow, those mule deer are big. And the next thing I know, whoa, that's an elk. The first one I ever seen, I was like, I mean, they're like hitting a horse or something if you hit them in your semi, So.
Cirque Towers, that's another good place. Oh my gosh. That is hot on my list. So in fact,
Jerry's on it.
Yeah, he is.
The crazy thing is on the out west trip I'm thinking about doing with Jason, or I am doing with Jason. I might be trying to get some extra time off. I might drive up to Wyoming and try to do the Cirque because I that is on my list to do, and maybe do a hike and then drive. So I got time to figure it out, but it's gonna you always just try to get as much PTO time as you can in and make these trips last as long as they can. Yes.
Yeah.
But
I only get 5 weeks of PTO a year, and it's just
you're gonna be okay. You'll be all right. I get 3. You gonna be okay?
I'll try to. Somehow I will survive with only 5.
Yeah.
I got a good job. What can I say?
Okay, so we got a few couple minutes left. So my question to you fellas is: you want to do this again in 2 weeks, or what do we want? Or we just want to see?
I'm a
this
2
is our
week.
Triumph.
Every other week works great for me.
Okay,
whatever.
That's me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll think of something. You guys feel free to do it without me.
No, we're not kicking you out. I'm asking him, am I invited back?
We'll see. We'll talk about it.
I've got the background now. That's official.
Yeah. We'll talk through that. But I want to welcome everybody who came, and we appreciate all you guys. We do want to get back into this, and it will be back on audio on Spotify and all the things that we put it on before. But we're gonna keep doing this, and we might have guests sometimes, but most of the time it's just gonna be stuff like this. It's just gonna be stuff like this where we talk about stuff that interests us. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Look who finally shows up at the end.
I know.
And there's Brian.
Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us. Carlson, where can people find you, your thumbnail stealing self?
Usually hiking in the woods, something that you don't do.
Well, that's because I'm busy creating
social media.
I'm busy creating your thumbnails. That's why.
You'll find me making Jeremy laugh.
Yeah.
That is my goal in life. I love it. See him laugh. Carlson Adventures, right there on the screen on YouTube.
Okay.
I have Instagram too, but I don't post there much.
Well, and you have TikTok.
I've got TikTok too.
For a few days anyway. You'll have TikTok.
You might catch me on TikTok. I might throw something up. You never know. So
well, it's going to be gone in a few days.
Trump said he's going to keep it.
Okay.
And I talked to Keith, and Keith is like a super Trump fan. So, and he was telling me about
Trump. Yeah. All right. And Jeremy, where can people find you?
Patrick.
Oh, just pretty much Instagram and YouTube. I'm probably more active on Instagram. YouTube, if I find something I want to do that's fun or interesting, I'll usually throw it up there. Trip videos mainly is what I like to do, but every now and then I'll get just like the camera. It was a cool piece of gear. I can't say no to that. So that was pretty fun. So
cool. All right. And I'm on whatever. I don't even care anymore. That no, I'm on That Hiking Guy. And I'm trying to do more with my channel this year. I bought 4 new cameras. Maybe I'll do something with it. And so thank you, everybody. And remember to get out there and leave it better than you found it, and explore. Peace.
Out.
We got outro music?
We do.